When you're in the market for new software, it's really important you pick the right provider. I saw a stat the other day that like 85 billion a year in the US alone is wasted on software in terms of the wrong decision. Even in our own world, 30% of our revenue comes from people making a change and moving from another provider. Here's my list of the 9 top things to think about when you buy conversation intelligence. Revenue has become like a team sport over time, so I think when you are going out to market and you're buying a new tool in your tech stack, it's really important you understand very, very clearly what you're trying to achieve with it, in what period of time, and what's going to be the best provider for you to help you get the best result. It's not just going to impact that team, how's it going to work for the rest of the business in terms of sales, customer success, BD, right through to even support. In terms of systems, we live in a world of APIs and webhooks. So, making sure that the provider really talks to your tech stack is key. Having the right integrations, the conversation data, recordings, what's said in the email is really important, but it's more important that it's wrapped around your main source of truth in your database. So when those two things come together, that's when you get the best performance. What we monitor has evolved over time, but it becomes really important to understand what was said in the conversation. So going back a few years, the transcript was important. That's one form of understanding what's going on. Now to summarize that data and create actions from it. Now to get to the point of actually analyzing the risk and engagement from those conversations automatically. So I think when you're looking at it as a buyer, you need to make sure that it ticks all those boxes. Giving coaching or feedback across a sales team, no matter what the size, is really important that you have the right method and the right approach. So depending if you've got enterprise to mid-market to SMB, junior salespeople to more experienced salespeople, what type of coaching feedback are you going to give? So we see sometimes with customers have a more transactional sales process that might want to automate the coaching. So they might score calls automatically. If it's bigger deals in enterprise, they might want to be looking at the pipeline and giving more subjective feedback on the deal. So it could be right through to individual one-to-one, through to team, through to automation. And that's important that you always want to give feedback to your team. If I put my sales leaders or sales managers hat on, but it's more important about when you're not there, especially in a remote world, when not everyone's always in the same office every single day. How can you make sure that the tool you have is able to give quantitative quality feedback in terms of coaching the individual for you? Being truly open, the reporting is all down to how well you set everything up. If you set up everything up that you want to track successfully, then your reporting and insights are going to be more successful. The main thing you want to be able to do is focus. I think everyone is swimming in data, so it's really easy to jump around and try and measure different things all the time. Where I see customers being truly successful is they focus on improving one data point for a sustained period of time and focusing in on that, whether it be 2 months, 3 months, even 6 months at a time, and that's where you get true success. So I think about this in 2 ways. Activation is one, so how easy it is to get set up, plug and play mentality, start to be able to record, analyze, track what you need. And then there's onboarding. Now every team has a different culture, a different way of working. So in choosing the right partner, I think you need to consider how you're going to approach either putting in a new provider or putting this software in for the first time, because depending on your culture, you're going to want to train and enable the team in different ways. So we live in a global world, and I think one of the things that you need to be able to do is think, how is a tool going to be able to grow with me? So as my business grows and scales in terms of not just size and people, but in terms of like geo, so for example like languages, so integrations with the tech stack, quality of the AI. So all of those things are important. So you're not chopping and changing your tool, that you can start off with a handful or your first couple of reps and be able to grow to hundreds of salespeople. One of the things I think is really important in making your decision is, what are your value drivers? So when you're thinking about what is important to you to achieve the success, are those value drivers being hit? But I think ultimately what you want to make sure is that you're getting the most return on investment from whatever tool you have. It's the best value for the money you're putting in. That price might be slightly lower, might be slightly higher, but in terms of what you need from it, is it giving you the best value?